Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. Hope you're doing well today. I've got a Belgian beer to review for you this afternoon. It's a Belgian Trappist beer and it's a triple and it's from Chimay. And yeah, quite simply, the Chimay triple. And this is coming in at 8% ABV. It's in a 330ml bottle. I picked this particular bottle up in Morrison's. I believe it was about 180 to £2 tops. So yeah, a Belgian triple, a Trappist triple at that. I'm not sure if I've actually had a Trappist beer on the channel before. I'm not sure. I'm not massive on Belgian beer. I'm trying to educate myself with Belgian beers. I just find them a little bit sweet sometimes. But I've heard this one's an absolute classic, so I'm going to go with it. What does it say about the beer? It says Chimay Triple is a strong blonde ale with a fruity and spicy taste, balanced by the bitterness and aroma of the hop. The Trappist logo certifies that this ale is brewed in a Trappist abbey and that the majority of sales income is intended for social aid, beer fermented in the bottle. And yeah, it says right there that it is an authentic Trappist product. I don't think that's going to focus properly. No. But yeah, it says there, authentic Trappist product with a little Belgian flag underneath it. There is the bottle cap with the Chimay logo. So yeah, let's get this Belgian Trappist triple out of its bottle into a glass. Lovely bit of smoke on the opening. With any Belgian beer, I am expecting this to be well carbonated. So far, that isn't terrible. It's developed a nice big head, as per with any of these Belgian beers. I should have done a little shake at the bottom there, but rubbish. Rubbish pour. So there's a bottle, leave that there. Chimay triple. Wow, loads of sediment floating around in that. Loads and loads of it. So there it is in the glass. Amber, dark, sort of orangey, marmalade kind of colour to it. Really quite a dark amber colour. Sure if you can see the bits floating around in that. See all the floaters? I'm not sure if the camera is picking those up. But yeah, there's loads and loads of sediment holding it up to the light. I don't know if you can see it now. Not sure if you can. Loads of floaters hanging around in there. It's got a solid 3-finger foamy white head on it. And there is always something, these Belgian beers, they always seem to have a bit of a sparkle to their heads on them. That might be the fact they've added sugar to it that you get that effect. Let's have a look at the ingredients. They've added sugar to this one. Yeah, water, barley malt, sugar, wheat, starch, hop, spices and yeast. So I know a lot of the Belgian brewers, they add sugar to their beers to up the ABV. But yeah, let's get me snouting and see what the aroma's telling us. That's a lovely aroma actually. Really floral. Really floral, slightly herbal, slightly spicy. Grassy notes. Touch of citrus, a bit of lemongrass there. It's very floral. It's very, very floral. Smells like you've just had a massive great flower in your room open up, and the aroma to it is just stinking out the room. Lots of floral, slight touch of citrus, very lemongrassy. Smells sweet as well. It's like a candied sugar aroma, which is quite traditional with Belgian beer. The yeast that's used in a lot of the Belgian beers do give off this kind of candied sugar flavour. I'm certainly getting it on the aroma. Let's see. Let's get stuck in, shall we? Cheers. Well carbonated, first off. Goodness me, that's carbonated. Wow, I feel like I want to burp already. Cool, blimey. Really carbonated. It's got a long finish to it. I was about to start give you an assessment, then I stopped because it's still developing on my palate. It's got a very nice spicy finish to this one. It's kind of peppery. There's a peppery, lingering spiciness to it on the back end, which I quite like. Before that, again, the flavour kind of backed up the aroma. It's very floral, very sweet, sort of citrusy, lemongrass. It's gone down a little bit, just trying to get me nose in that aroma. It's complex. That is the beauty of these Belgian beers. I will give them that. They're very complex. Massively carbonated. That is the first thing that strikes me every time I take a sip of this. Hugely carbonated, yet light in body. But goodness me, the flavour really, really coats your palate. It is floral. It is citrusy. It is hoppy. It doesn't specify what hops were used, I don't believe. I don't believe so, which is a shame. But there is a citrusy, grassy, very floral flavour that comes through. It's not overly sweet, which I'm glad of. It's not as sweet as other Belgian beers I've had. Despite its complexities, it's actually very balanced. It's actually very drinkable. But it's that spiciness. It's that slight sort of spicy herbal finish that is the most pronounced element to this beer, I think. And I do quite like it. I do quite like it, but I can imagine some people not. I can imagine some people not getting on with the beer like this. It is very herbal. It is very spicy. And it does balance out that kind of floral, slightly sweet, citrusy touch at the beginning. I feel like you get more of the hop character up front in this beer, and then towards the back end you're getting more of the spices and the yeast character to it. Like I say, it's not overly sweet, despite the fact they've added sugar to it. Excuse me. It's gassy. It's very carbonated, this beer. All in all, I'm enjoying this. It is boozy. You can tell it's boozy. 8%. Yeah, I'd say that's a fair assessment. I think that you're getting that indication that you're drinking an 8% beer, certainly. I like the body. It's thin, but not watery. Sort of sweet citrus, slight sort of citrus grass, lemongrassy notes up front. And then the kind of that sort of fades, and then in comes the spice. Spices, slightly herbal touch, a bit of bitterness from the hops. I like it. It's complex. I feel like this is a beer that I need a bit more time with, but it's hard to get that time with a beer review unless you're sitting there drinking it for half an hour and chatting away. But I don't really do that on here, so. All in all, it's nice. It's very nicely made. It's sweet. It's hoppy. It's spicy. It's well balanced. It's well made. It is boozy. You get in trouble if you drunk a few of them. But all in all, it's a very, very well made beer. It's still not really changed my opinion on Belgian beers. Belgian beers are good. Yeah, don't get me wrong, the Belgians make some incredible beers. I'm not going to sit here and say they don't, because I'd be wrong. But they're just not the beers that tick my boxes, you know. I like a big hoppy IPA and, you know, things like that. They're the beers that make me go a little bit mad. People go nuts over Belgian beer, and I get it. They're just not the ones for me. I find them good quality, but they don't do anything that blow my socks off. They just don't quite have that wow factor for me. But it's a very nicely made beer. Nice enough for me to give it an 8 out of 10. It's very nice. I'm going to enjoy the rest of that. Chimay with their Trappist Triple. 8% ABV in Morrison's. 8 out of 10 for me. It's a very nice beer. It's one to savour, I feel. One to savour. Take your time with. I hope you've enjoyed the review. Give it a thumbs up if you have. Till my next one, you take care.